Hi guys, myself Ankita. In this video, she'll see another problem on LeetCode. Longest palindrome. So given a string which consists of upper and lowercase letters, so return the length of the longest palindrome that can be built with those letters, and the letters are case sensitive. For example, AA cannot be considered as a palindrome here. So what is a palindrome number? Palindrome number or palindrome string is a string. If you read it from left to right or right to left, that will give the same string. So let's say take an example ABA. Okay, so if you read it from left to right, it's ABA. Similarly, let's read it from right to left, then it's ABA. So both are same. So this can be a palindrome. If it is a number, then let's say 121. So left to right is 121, right to left is 121. So same number. So they are the palindrome numbers. Let's take another example ABC. So left to right it is ABC, but right to left it is CBA, which both are not equal. So this is not a palindrome string. So, and one more thing they have noticed what here is case sensitive. The letters are case sensitive. So let's take an A. So from left to right it's capital A, but right to left it is capital A and E. So these two are not equal because both the A's are treated differently. So that is what they mean here. So what is the approach to solve this problem? One thing we can make sure is, so they are given the string and we have to generate and longest palindrome from this. And generate means we have to return the length of the longest palindrome that is possible. So if a letter, let's say any letter BB is given or CCCC can be a palindrome for sure, right? Because if two even number of any letter is present, then that will be included in the palindrome for sure. Because if you say BAB, B are if they're even, see first one we can append it first and another we can append it in the end. So that middle it can contain any number or any digit or sorry any letter, or it may not contain any letter also. Similarly with CCCC, first 2C another 2C and A we could insert. So this will be a palindrome. Or let's say CA C, and then this is also a palindrome. So any letter that is appearing even times, that will be a palindrome for sure. So how do I get to know a letter is appearing even times or not? For how do we get to know that? So for that, let's have a use hash map. Hash map in the sense here we will use the array of size 123 or 128 also. 128 will cover all the ASCII values. 123 we know the integer range capital A to capital Z is 65 to 90 ASCII value, and A to Z is 97 to 123. Hence 123 size if I take, then all this range will be covered. So first we'll iterate over the string. So A present, so we'll have this all the letters, and let's initialize it with 0. Let's create an array of size 123 and let's initialize all the values to 0. Once you find A, in the place of A, this is A, let's say here it is A. Let's increment the value by 1. Instead of 0, let's increment the value by 1. If it is empty, just imagine this is 0, okay? Next you move to D. So if this is D, increment the value by 1. Next again you move to C. So increment the value by 1. 3 C's are there, so it should be 4. Then again 2 more D's, so it will be 3. So finally in the array you have these values: A appearing once, C appearing 4 times, D appearing thrice. Now iterate over the array. Okay. You could see A is appearing only once. If A is appearing only once, can this be included in the palindrome? That I'll come to next. Okay. Now we will move to C. C is appearing even times. How do I get to know whether a number digit is appearing even times or not? We have to do 4 modulus 2. Whether is equal to 0, then that will be included in the palindrome. So count plus equals to 4 you do. So count will be 4. Okay. Next you move to D. Here in this case 3 modulus 2 is not equal to 0. So can this be included in the palindrome? If you carefully see, out of 3, if you subtract 1, any number if you get odd, if you subtract 1 from that, that will give you 2 here. So this 2 will be, of course, can be included in palindrome because it's even. So if you get any odd numbers like this, Just subtract 1 from that and add remaining numbers to the palindrome. How do you do? So count plus equals to given number 3 minus 1. You do. So that will be 2. So count will be incremented to 6 now. And what about this remaining one? So remaining one, you could see in D we have 1 and in A also we have 1. So similarly this rule applies for A as well. So since A has only 1, if we subtract it minus 1, then it will be 0. So let's have a combination. Let's say C C C C and 1D here, 1D here. So in this middle there can be either D or A. This is what we can have to get the palindrome. Okay. So this is what we can have to get the palindrome. Now, how do we select D or A? For that, what we need to do is, after the loop, we will have a boolean variable called odd form. Okay, we'll set it to false initially. If in case we get any number modulus to not equal to 0, then odd form will be set to true. So that after the loop, if odd form is set to true, then we will add that count as well, either the 1 or D. We cannot add both D or A. We can add either D or A. So that's why after the loop we'll check whether we have odd found is set to true or false. So I'll explain this from beginning. So any number that is modulus 2, if it is equal to 0, then just add the count. Okay, that is one thing. Next, if else condition, what you have to do, odd found should be set to true. And then we have to add any number minus 1, odd number minus 1. Why odd number minus 1? As I said, if 3 D's are present, out of 3D, 2D can be, 2 D's can be, of course we can add it to the palindrome. What about the remaining one? For that we said just odd found equal to true. We'll not add this now. We'll add that count now, not now. Because if we add this now, later if we find again, yeah. So either you can add A or D. You cannot add both, right? So if we add both, then it won't be a palindrome. So at last, once you set odd equal to true, in the very first loop at the at this position only, when you find the letter A only, we'll set odd equal to true. So at the after the loop, you just check whether if odd found is equal to true. If it is set to true, then you just increment the count by 1. That means we will add one of the odd number letter over the middle position that can be added to the palindrome. Any other position we cannot add any odd number. So first we'll create a array. Let's name it as character count of size 123 and all are set to 0. Or usually we take a standard size of 128 that includes all the ASCII values. So I'll set it to 128. So next, for each character C in the string S, character count of C plus plus, you increment the value. So next, what we need to do, we have to iterate over the array. So for int count in the character count array, if count modulus 2 equal to 0, then what should we do? We have to add that. Yeah, before that we have to initialize. Let's initialize int max length to 0, and also we will have one boolean value odd found, and let that be set to false. So if we get count modulus 2 equal to 0, we can add that to the palindrome. So max length plus equals to count. Otherwise, first we need to set odd found to true, and then max length plus equals to count minus 1. Why minus 1? If it is 3, if 1 lesser than that, only we can add it to the palindrome. If it is 7, 1 lesser than 6, 6 is odd number, so we can add that to the palindrome. That is fine. So at last we have to return the max length. Okay. Um, I had missed one statement here. Okay, that got when I did control Z it was removed. So max length plus equals to count minus 1. That should be there, no? For if count modulus 2 is not equal to 0. Yeah, and also I missed the major part. As I said, after the loop, I have to check no if all found is set to true, then we have to add one more count also. So max length will be incremented. So that is what has to be done. Sometimes it will happen. You have to correct this. So okay. So first you want initialize the array of size 128. Then increment the count frequency. Then max length will be the odd found set to false. If count modulus 2 is set to 0, then you just increment the count if it is even. If it is odd, 1 lesser than that number will be even, so that you add that count, and remaining 1 we don't know. So that for that what we'll do is we'll just set or found equal to true. After the loop, if we set or if we have or found equal to true, in such case we'll increment the max length by 1. That means only one odd number can be added, not more than that. That will be in the middle position. That is what, in this middle position. And yeah, then you just return the max length. Yeah, and for Java also same code. So initialize the array. Instead of 123, you can initialize 128. That's the standard value. And for each character in the string, so you convert into the array of characters and then increment the count. Same procedure, we'll submit this. Yeah, successfully submitted. If you understood the concept, please do like the video and subscribe to the channel. We'll come up with another video in the next session. Until then, keep learning. Thank you.